Draymond, obviously, good win tonight, but Buddy just talked about how Jimmy on the bench said that it was, giving them some motivation or some type of drive that you got that tech. What is it like to be the enforcer on this team, and how important do you take that role?
It's important, for sure. You better have one on your team, or you just get bullied. So I take pride in being that for our guys, being that for this franchise for many years. But, I thought it was time to take one right there, so I did. And made sure I got one. And then I kept it pushing, got back in the game. But it was, sometimes stuff like that is needed, and I felt like it was needed there.
Draymond, what was the defensive emphasis in limiting Jalen Green to only 9 points tonight?
I think just play with more force. He kind of roamed free in Houston the other day, so just play with more force and made sure, not just Jalen, though, with everybody, just made sure they felt us a little more on the defensive end, for sure.
Did he have a word or two to say to you at the end of the game there?
Yeah, the game was over. Don't matter.
Draymond, in the first half, it looked like you guys, and you and some of your teammates both had a little bit of frustration going on. In the second half, though, it looked like you guys flipped the switch and really kind of found some inspiration and energy. What happened? Did something happen at halftime, or what happened along the way?
I think what happened was, you get to regroup and you realize we're playing awful and we're right there. They're playing really good basketball. We're playing terrible basketball. We're down 3. And so I think, with that, just gives you a little more juice. And we knew if we came out the locker room with the right energy that we could flip this game. And I think we pretty much dominated the second half for the most part.
You've been around with Steph for all these years, but are you able to see what a game like when he's playing like this at this level in this game, are you able to see what it does for the rest of the team?
I mean, we all follow him. Just with that type of tenacity, you're not going to be the guy to let him down when he's playing like that. I think anybody wants to be that guy where he's coming out, he's giving that type of effort. And I think, oftentimes I try to bring that energy, and I didn't have it, and he found it, and then I followed him, and we all followed him. So I thought it was beautiful. He realized that it wasn't there, and he took it up on himself to bring that type of force to the game, and we all fell in line and followed behind him.
Draymond, way over to your right, way over, yeah. What does this do to win this game without Jimmy? What does this do psychologically to you guys to know you can do it, and maybe to Houston that just lost to you guys, maybe thinking that they were going to win this game without Jimmy Butler?
I think for us psychologically, it just kind of reconfirms to ourselves that we can do it, that we're capable of making any adjustment, next guy up mentality. I don't know what it does for them. That's not really my focus. My focus is what happens in our locker room, and, the way Buddy stepped up, the way GP stepped up, QP with 12 huge rebounds, Loon played really good minutes for us. So, just to see other guys step up in his absence was huge.
Draymond, on your left. After game 1 and 2, you guys talked about the importance of grabbing loose balls, and today you held them to only 11 second chance points. What was the biggest, change or difference in holding them to that?
Just playing with force. I think you do a good job of containing dribble penetration that allows you to rebound better, and I thought we did a good job, better job over our point of attack tonight. And when you do that, just allows your alignment to be better for a rebounding opportunity. So thought we defended well, and then it allowed us to rebound better. But, like I said, like a QP stepping up and getting 12 rebounds, that's huge. So complete team effort. I don't think we out-rebounded them. They out-rebounded us, but it wasn't what it's been. That was huge.
Draymond, what did you think about winning the Hustle Award instead of Defensive Player of the Year?
I think to win anything in this league is special. Anytime you can be recognized in this league is great, you know. So, you know, congratulations to Evan Mobley. Incredible young player. Just the growth that he's had over his career. To see him, you know, that's what we all believed he'd be coming out of USC. I still remember watching him play at USC, and a guy caught the ball in the corner, and he was under the rim. He blocked the corner three. And I couldn't believe it. I have been a fan of him ever since. So, you know, it's always great to see young guys get their due in this league, you know. So, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to win, but, you know, anytime you're in a run and to be recognized in this league is always great.
Draymond, not just tonight, but what's the domino effect on the whole team when you're getting minutes on both ends of the court like you got from GP tonight?
It's huge. We know G is incredible defender, but when he's playing that way offensively, getting to the hole, finishing, he's a great finisher around the basket. Knocking his threes down was big. So, you know, when you're getting that type of two-way basketball from G, you know, it really lifts this team. It's just another threat, you know, that they have to deal with.
Draymond over here on the left, on your right, I'm sorry. Just sort of following up on that, GP had a good game a couple weeks ago, and I wrote about him and about playing with Steph. And he said he follows your blueprint on that in terms of how to screen for him, because GP's obviously really good at playing with Steph, and the numbers bear that out. What have you seen about what makes him so effective alongside Steph?
He just really knows how to find his spots. You know, he knows how to use Steph to get things for himself, and I think that's big. You know, anytime you can learn, he's smart. You know, you learn how to play off of Steph, it makes the game a lot easier for you. So anytime you can pick up on those things and, you know, play great out. Steph, you know, he just has so much gravity. His gravity on the court is incredible. So if you learn how to play off that, you know, it kind of puts you at an advantage. And G's been great at that for years now. So it's great that, you know, it showed up at a good time for us.
Were you surprised that they used the blitz and trap so much, and is that something you then welcome if they do that?
No, I wasn't surprised, especially with Jimmy out. You know, they want to try to take Steph out of the game, so I wasn't surprised, but I thought we did a good job countering it.
Buddy's often, I don't know, like the storylines around him are about his personality, his quirks, flaws, you know. But how about as a player, what he's given you guys this season? I think he played all 82, and what he's given you tonight.
He was huge tonight, plus 14, shot the ball well, aggressive, really good defensively. That's why I think he was signed to, a 4-year deal or something like that? You know, just because of what we, you know, Mike and our group thought that he could bring to this team. And he's been, you know, he's been solid for us all year. You know, it's always more, the only thing people see is the game. You know, but you don't see, we spend far more time together off the court than the amount of game time we have. And so all of that stuff makes a difference. And he's huge in the locker room. He's huge on the plane. He's just for the aura of this team, he's big. And, you know, it's right behind Steph in three-pointers over the last 10 years for a reason. You know, he can really shoot the basketball. And tonight, we were able to get him some good looks. He knocked him down, but he was really big for us tonight. It was great to see him get that game under his belt, and now we, you know, look forward to him continuing to build on it.
Draymond, we didn't get a chance to talk to you yesterday. I don't know if you saw Dylan Brooks was defending Amon Thompson, but also then called you a dirty player. I was wondering what your response was to that.
I don't have one.
And then over here, did you make a comment about Jalen Green's nails post-game, and did he take umbrage to that, if so?
I'm not sure what he took to, but it was a good win for us.